The game starts with Nico waking up in a bedroom with nothing to her name except the clothes on her back and a strange book with words she cannot read and a black clover on the front cover. She opens the computer on the bedside table and a password is entered in, and it reads, Solstice. An entity speaks not to Nico, but to a person beyond Nico, telling them that they only have one Wait a minute. This has happened before. You see, this is not a regular playthrough of One Shot. You see, this is the Solstice playthrough. This is a part 2 to a 2-part video. If you haven't seen the first video, well, why not? Essentially, this will be talking about the second half of One Shot the World Machine Edition. And this name, the World Machine Edition, is important, as it is the name of the main threat during the second playthrough. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start off where it differs from the regular game. The mine next to Silver's house. After Nico stands on top of the black clover on the ground next to the minecart and opens the book with the black clover, which I will be calling the Black Clover book for simplicity's sake, a minecart appears and she rides the rails along with Silver to get to the backroom area where there are a bunch of terminals which are all turned off, except for one, which Silver goes to investigate. And here is where we meet Prototype, one of the new characters introduced in Solstice, and this is where Solstice truly goes from a regular playthrough of One Shot to making me nearly cry. After you interact with that black clover, you are locked into this route. And man, do they pull no punches with this one. So do you remember Silver, the motherly figure who took care of Nico during the first playthrough, playing chess with her and making sure she didn't hurt herself by touching Silver's battery? And while Nico was exploring the mine, remember Calamus and Alula? Calamus you met when you first entered the Glen, and Alula you rescued from the room in the ruins. The two birds, the big brother and little sister who live in the ruins, with Calamus being the one who makes sure Alula can live a happy life while the world around them is slowly decayed. With the player and Nico being able to bond with the Burb siblings even more by helping them visit their mother's grave once again. Or even the lamplighter, the emo purple-haired citizen of the refuge who talked to Nico while she was bored in the elevator and even helped her while she was trying to repair the elevator button. They are all corrupted by the World Machine, essentially making them dead. When someone is corrupted by the World Machine, they cannot move and they cannot speak, unless they're a robot, to which they only distill one warning: please don't come closer. It's a grim fate for anyone involved in it, and all these people are characters the player has met and the player has bonded with, and now all of them are gone. But it's not over yet. You see, there is a process where if 3 specific characters head over to the second entrance to the World Tower, they will be able to stop the world from decaying and send Nico home for real. The first character is the Prototype, who was crushed in the mine shaft, which was the back entrance to the Glen, but he gave you his memory disk so it could be rebuilt. The second character is found in the Glen, whose name is Cedric. He claims to be the son of the author, the creator of the World Machine, and to extend the decaying world all these characters live in. In the Glen, Cedric tells you of the final character, a fox named Rue. When you arrive at the refuge, Cedric parachutes down into the refuge to rebuild Proto. But when the player makes it to the refuge ground floor, they see Cedric being chased by the robotic scientist Kip. As Cedric enters the laboratory, he is corrupted by the World Machine, causing the laboratory to collapse, with Cedric and Proto's memory disk being lost forever. When Nico finds Rue, she delivers the unfortunate news to Rue, who has one last request, that being to go back to the catwalks and watch the world end on the top of the clock tower. This is where I nearly cried. The thought of losing Nico, the thought of Nico not having a happy ending, it made me worried. I entered the game blind, having no knowledge of the solstice section of the game. So the entire time I was playing through this, I had this sinking feeling, this anxiety that Nico may never go home. And me seeing some images from some fan AUs didn't help. These AUs had images of Nico returning home to her mama, but saying that she's not really her mama. Or ones of Hazel, Nico's mother, being blamed for losing her daughter and going insane and dressing up as her daughter and pretending as she never left. All of these images and AUs had me scared and made me think that Nico may not get a happy ending. I had spent so much time with Nico that I believed her to be real, and that made me so worried that I had developed anxiety and was almost about to cry. Because I retreated into my mind and began having these thoughts of Nico not having a happy ending and potentially dying along with the rest of the world. However, two figures approached Nico and Rue as they returned from the top of the clock tower. One with a robotic golden eye and another with a golden light bulb on their shirt. It was Proto and Cedric. They were back! And we were ready for the last puzzle. Going on the desktop of the in-game computer and moving their files from their respective color-coded portals to the bead portal. From there, Nico had an idea. She decided she would try to tame the world machine. When Nico reached the world machine and the two talked, with the world machine taking the appearance of Nico as to not scare her, Nico realized something. The world machine already seemed tame. This is where the world machine revealed something. There was another ending that was lost to the world machine's corruption. So, Nico encouraged the world machine to try and recover as much of the original code for the ending. And it worked. The world machine brought everyone to a single room where the credits played, and Nico said goodbye to the friends she made throughout this journey. When Nico goes through to the glowing door at the end of the room she went through to go say goodbye to her friends, she enters the room where the sun belongs, and returns the sun one last time. She wakes up back into the room she woke up in at the start of the game, now illuminated by the sun. She claims she sees her mother outside of the room. Hazel was looking for her. Nico says goodbye, claiming the entirety of the time she's been with us was enjoyable. And so, she walks off the tab and to the embrace of her mother. And this made me smile. Nico finally has a happy ending. I'm going to add a few more points to why I love One Shot. The writing, the music, it just everything. Almost all of it made me smile. The music had the biggest impact on the game. Whether it is the eerie yet calm tune of My Burden is Light, having this sinking feeling of slight dread while you open up the game for the first time, or even one of the first main tracks of the game, Phosphor, playing this theme that has a curious feel to it, while also having a dreadful feeling as you traverse the decaying world. From the eerie tones like that, to the tearjerkers like Sunrise, or even more haunting tones like Nico and the World Machine, or even cheerful tones like Nico's theme, or Alula, or even the one you are hearing right now, Happily Ever After, a song that may have not made it into the final game, but you can still hear the positivity radiating from it. Night Margin did an amazing job with the soundtrack, visuals, and the story, to the point where I have most of the One Shot OST saved on a chill playlist and a study playlist. And I would like to add one last point to why I love this game: the community. I know no fandom is perfect, and I am certain that I have not seen the ugly side of this fandom, but everything I have seen from this community has filled me with nothing but joy and happiness. Whether it be the animations, fan art, memes, or anything else from this community he created, it has brought me joy. Sure, some of it brought me a form of depression, like the previously mentioned AUs and the one-shot bad ending animation, but 9 out of 10 of the creations from the one-shot community made me smile. Bear in mind, if you decide to play one-shot for yourself, you will experience PTSD, post-traumatic solstice disorder. The sadness you will feel after beating the game and realizing you will never meet Nico, at least not soon anyway. Despite how many times you replay the recordings, despite how many times you replay the game on another account, it will never be the same as your first adventure with Nico. But maybe one day we will meet Nico again when she is older, and maybe we will be able to talk with Nico again one day.